Good day, everyone. And today we're going to talk about goals versus systems in your real estate business. Um, the biggest problem I found is lots of us, when we get into real estate, what our main objective is to see how many properties can we sell at the end of the day. We're trying to put targets in front of us. But the biggest problem that we face on looking at targets is it's very difficult to achieve. So the question I put forward to you guys, what do you do to achieve your targets to get deals done or to get property sold? What would you suggest, Johan and Volna?
I think your first aim is to build a relationship. Build a relationship with the seller and the buyers, and make sure that you've got all your facts straight. You know that you're not going to sit there and and ah and everything. I think that's one of the key aspects.
No, 100%. It's, and one of the biggest problems is that what most of us do is we're more interested in feeding our pocket instead of feeding the opportunity. Now, what I would like to do is I just want to get my screen sorted out here. Um, and let's go into, just hang on one second. Where's my Zoom? Okay, come on. I just want to go into the share screen. Okay, can you see my share screen?
Mm, yes.
Okay. Goals versus systems in real estate to generate your success. And my topic here is how to build a long-term success through executive systems. Now, one thing I would like to put forward is a goal. Uh, Everybody's got a goal, but it's very difficult to achieve your goal without the system. And what we have to do is understand what the systems is, what we need to make our business work. So I'll put a 6-slide presentation together, and this one I'll put together. The first one is why goals alone aren't enough. Goals is set to the destination, but they don't guarantee your success. So if I look at a Comrades Marathon, we've got a goal to run the Comrades Marathon, but doesn't mean we're going to reach to get the number one spot, but the goal might be that we enter the marathon, but we might only come halfway, we might only come three quarters. But by doing that, we still achieved some form of goal. It works exactly the same as the winners and losers might have the same goal, but it's how you put your goal forward to achieve it. Because the goal is only temporary. Because if you done the marathon of, for instance, a Comrades, what is your next step to achieve the bigger one? Is it going to be the Two Oceans? Is that going to be a New York Marathon? What is it? Because at the end of the day, when you achieve that goal, you're sitting with your goal, you got your medal. What now? So goals create pressure, but a system creates the progress. Now, what do you think of that last point? That goals create the pressure, but systems create the progress.
Yeah, I think that's a very good one that you put there. In that it achieving your goals without systems I think is even worse. It's really if for instance if us at EXP didn't have all these tools and all these systems, I think we would be totally buggered. We'd be totally we wouldn't have any mandates. We wouldn't have any job to do. We wouldn't know where to begin. So I think that also creates a kind of a area where you can put your almost like a filing system, and your systems help you to do that, and that's what I like about EXP.
And John, you're 100% correct, but it's not just be at EXP, it's in any business. And this is where what's nice about it, EXP provides us all the systems. But at the end of the day, if we can drive in a car and we can only be in first gear because we don't know how to change gears. And only going from A to B and with high revs. It sounds good, but we're not getting anywhere because we don't know, we're not prepared to take time out to work on the systems. Well, now, have you got something to add?
Yeah, I just wanted to say I see it in the sense like you mentioned about running a marathon and getting your medal. In order to run that marathon, you have to prepare. So you have to have steps to go through to monitor that you are fit enough to run the race. So I think it's more an approach of being organized while going through the process or processes to reach your goal.
And I fully agree with you because the reason I use the marathon, which is interesting, is if I'm going to run with a pair of high heel shoes in the marathon, I mean, I'm going to break the heels probably in the next 2 steps. Okay. I've got the wrong tool. If I put my slops on, I might run 10 kilometers, but the slops will be kaput. So the system is we need to have the right shoe that fits the race. The second thing that we need to do is we need to look after our diets. We need to create a habit, standing up 5 o'clock in the morning, prepare, eat the diet, meditate, visualize. All of this has to form part of the race that forms part of your system to achieve your goal. And this is the way I see it. And I agree with you what you said, Devil. Now.
Yeah, I think Ron, sorry, just to interject there. That's I think that's something that we all sometimes forget. Is to forget to put those systems in place before we start working. There are a lot of days where I actually just came and sat in front of my computer and started work. And then halfway through the day, I realized, but I haven't actually sat down and placed put all the systems into place. And then I'm totally democrat. Then I must first do that and see where I come.
No, I agree. So what is a system? A system is a repeatable process that leads to success. And so what processes have you got? So a couple of the processes that we've got is lead generation, looking at property 24. Systems can be focused on your daily habits and actions. Like I spoke to you this morning, Johannes, by taking 1 hour off every morning by prospecting, figuring out, looking at the new low-hanging fruit, the deals, the properties that's old, start with the property 24 and work in the way back. Bring that in. You have to use certain CRM systems. So this is a couple of things that a person can work on to make your business work. Also maybe focus on your daily habits, and I'm going to break that down in a bit on a later stage. mean, for example, as I said earlier, real estate agent systems include daily prospecting, marketing strategies, client follow-ups, and property showings. These are all tools and systems to build up your data, to grow your network, and your network becomes your net worth. So does that make sense what I'm saying there?
Mm-hmm.
So one of the things I would like to show, I just want to see if I've got that slide open. No, I haven't got that slide open. So systems that a person can utilize at the moment is using Trello. And Volna, you've been using Trello at the moment, don't you?
Oh, it's helping a lot. It's helping a lot.
Now, Jon, what Trello is, it's a free piece of software. There is a paid version. So when you go into Property 24, let me just see if I can minimize this. Okay, just hang on. I just want to go here quick. Hang on, it'll be this one. Yeah. Just want to move this over here quick. Okay. Can you see that, Jon?
It's still loading. There it is. Yeah.
Okay, so this is Trello. So what I can basically do is we just close that. So I can create now a prospecting side of things, a prospecting board. I can create a feedback report. So these are things what I created in my business. And for instance, this is what I want to do on a daily basis. Sorry. But now let's say, for instance, I want to go into, I'm going into Property 24. I'm just using this as an example. Can you see my Property 24 I've loaded? Okay. All I got to do now, I'm going to copy that link into my Trello account, add it to my Blober card. Okay. And all I do is I add it here. So now this is a property I've loaded into Trello because this is a new lead, which I want to work on because I saw this person, the last time they worked on it was maybe 2 months ago, 3 months ago. So now I can start working on prospecting, saving my time on a daily basis by loading Bloomberg, Bloemfontein, wherever you want to work on, all the listings. So all you have to do is click on it, and then you can put all the details in it. And then you can go back and say, okay, this is what I can do. Sorry. My throat gets dry when I talk too much. Apologize. So those are things that a person can look at. So I've already created my system using Trello. What I want to post on social media, click on my social media post. I can copy and paste all of that, and then I can drag and drop it wherever I want. So this is my 90-day plan I created in Trello. So that is a system that works for me. It might work for somebody else. What do you think of about that, Jon?
I think that's a great system. I haven't seen it before, so I must actually go after this, just go and have a look what it looks like. But yeah, it makes life much easier, much easier.
So what is nice about it, I've got the advanced version where I can now link it to my Google account. And in my Google account, I can drag it and it notifies me. And this is the way I can start generating leads. So that is my system to know which goal I want to achieve. Because that's the way I'm putting my business model together. Anything you would
Yeah.
like to add, Vilna?
Ron, I've looked at your format. We basically used different formats, so it means each person will use it the way it works for them. But it is a nice way to organize everything because there's so many things involved in realty that you tend to focus on one thing and forget about the other. Yeah, you've got your mind at ease because you've got everything under control. I basically open a card for each of my clients to see what is going on with them, how many properties I've showed them. Um, so I keep record on that. If I click on their name, I've got their whole history in front of me.
And Vilna, which is great. So think about it, what Vilna just said. So Johan wants to buy a property in Flamingo Flay. In that, she can pull all the Flamingo Flay properties at your price range wish list into Johan's board. But she might have one or two that might be one for Millerton, one for Bottersig, and say, okay, have you ever checked this out? Would you like to go look at it? So now she can create comments working with the particular buyer and say, okay, this is what you've got. So all of a sudden you're now creating that wish list and say, okay, now that we've got the wish list, these are the properties that we're working on. This might belong to real estate 1, 2, 3, 4. Other one is A, B, C, D, and so forth. Now in that, she can create another board in that Trello and say, okay, I'm prepared to work on a 50%, 50-50 on this one, 60-40 on this one. This is a private owner. So now she can create under each of those what she's dealing with that client, link it to a diary to achieve her goals that she wants to achieve to get those mandates. So it's depending how you want to work your system. And it's not, as I showed you now, this is not EXP. This is something out there that a person can utilize to make your business work.
Yeah. I think there are similar options in EXP, but the trailer one works better for me.
9%. So as I said earlier, your goal is to sell 10 properties this year. Okay. I just showed you how to get your 10 properties. You can put your prospecting in, who you prospected. You can create a list through a CRM system. You can create a list through open houses. In those open houses, you can bring it into any type of software. It doesn't matter if it's an Excel spreadsheet. It's still your system that's going to work for you. As I say, focus on your system and the goal will be taken care of it. The
Yeah.
problem is we're chasing the business, we're chasing the money, but we haven't got the system in place. I mean, I know a person that started their own real estate business. All he's interested in is money, 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 money. And he complains, I'm spending so much money and everybody is wasting my time. Well, the choice is yours. It's all up to you what you want to achieve by creating the systems that will make the business work for you. So if you look at your daily habits, track your habit on a daily basis. Have you heard of order suggestions? Johan? Vilna?
Of what? Sorry, Ron, I couldn't hear you properly.
Auto suggestion.
No.
Okay. In the book Think and Grow Rich, and we had a nice session last night on auto suggestion. And
Yeah.
auto suggestion is what you bring into yourself to become more successful. And one of the things that you have to do is create positive habits. but you also have to have affirmations. So how do you speak to yourself on a daily basis? Do you just wake up? You might have a quiet time, and next thing you'll have a cup of coffee, brush your teeth, out you go to look for business. But what do you do to create the habit on affirmation that I am the greatest real estate agent in Bloemfontein? I have achieved my successes. I have the best opportunity of the best databases by creating the affirmation that you speak to yourself 5 minutes every morning. But at the same time, you have to visualize it. So to give you an idea, you might be driving a Mini and you wanted a Porsche. All you drive and you visualize holding the steering wheel. That's I'm driving my Porsche. Listen to the sound. Even if it's a Mini sound, doesn't matter. You hear it as the Porsche sound. Is to create that visualization that goes forward by creating the auto suggestion in your particular life, what you want and your goals to want to achieve. But in that, you break it down in weekly segments, or your daily prospecting, you break down in 1 hour slots, maybe once a day, or you create your habits in 15-minute slots, depending what works for you. Or use social media, break it down on a Sunday morning and say, I'm spending 2 hours on social media. I'm going to use a system like Buffer and post all my videos with schedules for the whole week. I don't have to go back there because I can use my time wisely at the end of the day by prospecting or speaking to buyers. I'd rather have a coffee with 10 people I don't know and work that way. So these are things that you can create in your own little business model going forward. So what you need to do is you have to take action to find the system that works for your successes. So a couple of things that we can work on. All right. Let's look at the successes systems that we can use. Number one is starting your day off by creating what do you call it? Not a diary, not a journal.
Learning.
No. I gave the form to Vilna. What's that form you use, Vilna, that we filled in with your daily tasks and stuff like that? To do the 3 things that you want, what you want to do?
To do the what? Sorry.
Okay, we that it's like a journal. You do the 3 things that you need to do on a daily basis.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I can't think of the name now.
Okay, so basically you write the 3 things down that you need to achieve today. What is not so important? What's your new idea that you've got in mind? You can work it as a journal. So that is what you basically want to do and achieve how many people you want to write phone today. So you need to achieve 5 people today that you want to bring into your business. Okay, it might be a buyer, it might be a seller, it might even be a real estate agent.
So you're talking about the blocking system or the boxing system.
Yeah, boxing, mind blocking,
Yeah.
mind blocking, boxing, whatever. So what you basically do is, and what you need to do is, how do you feel for the day? And in a journal or this, you can say, are you happy? Are you sad? And just put down what you want to achieve. So that can be part of your system because it will also tell you how you feel. To give you an idea, I had a case on my hands today. It's out of my control because there's the commission disputes and everything else like that. It's out of my hands. I can get upset or I can carry on with my work. If I'm going to focus on 2 hours or 3 hours on trying to resolve the matter, which I cannot resolve, and looking for all angles, I lost the opportunity of phoning 5 people, and those 5 people can make up the money I've lost. So sometimes we just have to focus on what we need to achieve. As I said to you this morning, Johan, it's, how much commission am I going to get? It says, well, it's 10,000 and you never had. But 10,000 is 50,000. And most agents will say, "Ugh, I'm not going to work for 10,000, but yeah, the repo man is standing by the door when I repo your car, but you're still not prepared to work for 10,000. The same with the bond origination. If you work with your bond origination, it's another system by generating the leads. So by focusing on what you want to achieve through your daily habits can help you track your progresses by going back into your diary. And this is where the guilty part of me comes in. Ask me to show you a diary, mine will always be empty. A full diary, by planning it correctly, will show you how much money you'll make by the end of the month. But if you haven't got the right diary entries, you're always gonna suffer. And I know that. That's one of my biggest flaws. But I've got other systems by tracking it. It doesn't mean I have to have my diary open, but I use certain notes what I use, which I'll focus, and one of them is Trello, where I want to speak to who I'm going to generate with. I've got an Excel spreadsheet, which I deal with certain parties with. I know where every client stands, from where I move them from debt review to pre-approval, which agent I want to work with. So I create certain funnels that works for me. But I know I can do better by filling in my diary to know where do I want to take my next level to the next, or how can I go to the next level to generate more business? Those are things that will make business work. And my slogan there is, remember, small improvements each day will create unstoppable momentum. Because the key to this is consistency, persistency, duplication. And this is what you have to do on a regular basis to make your business work. So on that, what I say to people is, to get your goal, you need to make sure that you've got the right systems in place. And in closing in this conversation is, we've got all the tools, but if you're not going to use it, stop blaming the people who are successful in the marketplace. Because the people who are successful in the marketplace use systems. They don't chase the money, they chase the opportunity to make their business work, because their goal is not to earn for the end of the month. Their goal is to see how much money I can earn for the next 10 years through multiple streams of income, instead of selling your time for an income. So we understand the system, and I think it was Jim Rohn, or no, it was Bob Proctor, spoke about the M1, M2, and the M3 strategy. The M1 is selling your time for income. The M2 strategy is invest in somebody else's business. So as I said to you on this morning, invest in agents that can help you sell the business and working with mandates, because you're a good cold caller. You invest in them to generate an income without you working a lot. The M3 strategy is to work by helping other agents grow in the EXP model by joining you, by controlling the mandates. They will be part of your system. Through this, you make money while you sleep. The bond originator at the end of the day works with my clients. They get qualified, I earn while I sleep. But every time I get a new agent in my top line, I earn NASDAQ shares. I make money while I sleep. So it's not about just selling property. I've got my systems in place that one ID number can nearly generate me 9 revenue streams. So if I know how to work systems, my goals become easier to achieve. So on that note, Johan, what did you like most about this presentation, and what would you implement going forward?
Well, I loved when you said Trello. I immediately my eyes went open. Um, it's a new system. And it's going to be a very interesting system to put in place. Yes, it will take me about a weekend to complete mine because I haven't done anything. But um, yeah, and to diarize everything. I think that is a key opportunity that one mustn't let go away. But just to add to that, I think a lot of agents that are successful, um, I think they're like you. You know, you don't always use your diary. I've got another book in which I put all my listings and all that kind of stuff, but that I have to put through to Trello if I want a system to work. It's going to be easier to put it on a computerized system, so that I don't need to use this book anymore.
No,
So yeah, that's
okay, I want to add something on that now, but Wilna, what did you like most about the presentation?
Ron, what was nice for me is I realized that I've actually shown a lot of growth. Um, I think I'm on the right track with your guidance. And I think I'm also working towards a long-term plan, not short-sighted. And I think that at the end of the day will determine the success. Not to just do a quick deal here and a quick deal there, but to really form a bond with your clients, even with other agents, with whoever you're dealing with. Create relationships, create trust, work together as a team, and make use of systems to make sure that you don't let anything fall on the floor.
No, 100% Wilna, but I just want to come back of what because my wife is busy reading a book called Atomic Habits.
Mm-hmm.
All right. If you don't see your target on a daily basis, you're going to forget about it.
Mm.
Okay. It's like going into your grocery cabinets and everything is in front. You forget about all the stuff that is expired. How many times do you throw food away?
mm,
And one of the funniest things is what you said is they done a test, and this guy put a sticker like a fly in the toilet. All right. And they realized by having a fly in the toilet that the men never weed on the floor because I tried to get to get the target.
That's thinking out of the box.
It's thinking out of the box. So so if everybody's got wet floors, you know what to do with a fly sticker. So the point, which is great, is at the end of the day, if you don't see your systems and your system doesn't tell you your goals, you're going to be a chicken without a head because you don't know where you're going to go. Because at the end of the day, we don't follow up. And the key to your successes is your buyers and sellers needs to be followed up on a daily basis. Just a hello, happy birthday. It's another system. We need to retain that ID number as close as possible going forward because we've got CRMs, we've got PropCon, we've got Virtual Agent, we've got Lightstone, we've got all the tools, but we're not going to utilize it. Okay, you're not going to find the fly in the toilet. So at the end of the day, that is my close. So thank you very much and have an awesome day.